Jesus' prophecies concerning the destruction of Jerusalem. On the second day of the week, immediately preceding his crucifixion, Jesus Christ made his public and triumphal entry into Jerusalem amidst the acclamations of a very great multitude of his disciples, who hailed him King of Zion. And with palm branches, the emblems of victory in their hands, rejoiced and gave praises to God for all the mighty works they had seen, singing, Hosanna, blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Lord, peace in heaven and glory in the highest. But while the people thus exulted and triumphantly congratulated the Messiah, he, struggling with the deepest emotions of pity and compassion for Jerusalem, beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If you had known, even you, at least in this day, the things that belong to your peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes. For the days shall come upon you, that your enemies shall cast a trench about you, and surround you, and keep you in on every side, and shall lay you even with the ground, and your children within you, and they shall not leave in you one stone upon another, because you knew not the time of your visitation. On the fourth day of that week, being only 2 days before his death, he went for the last time into the temple to teach the people. While he was thus employed, the high priests and the elders, the Herodians, the Sadducees and Pharisees successively came to him, questioning him with subtlety, being desirous to entangle him in his talk, to whom, with his accustomed dignity and wisdom, he returned answers which carried conviction to their hearts, and at once silenced and astonished them. Then, turning to his disciples and the whole multitude, he addressed to them a discourse of very uncommon energy, in which, with most exquisite keenness of reproof, he exposed and condemned the cruelty and pride, the hypocrisy and sensuality of the Pharisees and scribes. Having next foretold the barbarous treatment which his apostles would receive at their hands, he proceeded to denounce against Jerusalem the dire and heavy vengeance that had for ages been accumulating in the vials of divine displeasure, expressly declaring that it should be poured out upon the then existing generation, adding the inimitably tender and pathetic apostrophe to this devoted city. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you that kill the prophets and stone them who are sent to you. How often would I have gathered your children together, even as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, and you would not. Behold, your house is left to you desolate. For I say to you, you shall not see me henceforth, till you shall say, Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord. Having said this, he went out of the temple, and as he departed, his disciples drew his attention to the wonderful magnitude and splendor of the edifice. They spoke of how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, and said to him, Master, see what manner of stones and buildings are here. And Jesus said to them, Do you not see all these things? Truly I say to you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. When we consider the antiquity and sanctity of the temple, its stupendous fabric, its solidity, and the uncommon magnitude of the stones of which it was composed, we may, in some measure, conceive of the amazement which this declaration of our Lord must have excited in the mind of his disciples. Nevertheless, this remarkable prediction, as we shall see in the sequel, was literally fulfilled. And as our Lord had foretold, it came to pass even during the existence of the generation to which he addressed it. Our Lord now retired to the Mount of Olives, to which place the disciples followed him, in order to make more particular inquiries relative to the time when the calamitous events, foretold by him, would come to pass. While in the act of speaking, pointed to the majestic and stupendous edifices, whose destruction he foretold. Every word which he then uttered must have been clothed with inexpressible sublimity and derived from the circumstances of the surrounding scenery, a force and effect which it is not possible adequately to conceive. Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? Such were the questions of the disciples, in answer to which our Lord condescended to give them a particular account of the several important events that would precede it, as well as of the prognostics which would announce the approaching desolations. He additionally includes suitable directions for the regulation of their conduct under the various trials to which they were to be exposed. He commences with a caution. "Take heed," says he, "that no man deceives you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." The false Christs. The necessity for this friendly warning soon appeared. For within 1 year after our Lord's ascension rose Dositheus the Samaritan, who had the boldness to assert that he was the Messiah, of whom Moses prophesied, while his disciple Simon Magus deluded multitudes into a belief that he himself was the great power of God. About 3 years afterwards, another Samaritan impostor appeared and declared that he would show the people the sacred utensils, said to have been deposited by Moses in Mount Gerizim. Induced by an idea that the Messiah, their great deliverer, was now come, an armed multitude assembled under him, but Pilate speedily defeated them and slew their chief. While Cuspius Fadus was procurator in Judea, another deceiver arose, whose name was Theudas. This man actually succeeded so far as to persuade a very great multitude to take their effects and follow him to Jordan, assuring them that the river would divide at his command. Fadus, however, pursued them with a troop of horses and slew many of them. And the impostor's head was cut off and carried to Jerusalem. Under the government of Felix, deceivers rose up daily in Judea and persuaded the people to follow them into the wilderness, assuring them that they should there behold conspicuous signs and wonders performed by the Almighty. Of these, Felix from time to time apprehended many and put them to death.